Right, thank you very much for staying with us right at KUTV on the sport. We are in the last segment of on the sport. Time is really flying, and obviously some 11 minutes past 3 p.m. for Gor Mahia versus Wazito. It has already kicked off. I told you the gang today is big. Even Somo is right here with me. Obviously, George is right here with me. Kevin Benson via Zoom. My name is Stanley Nyaringita. Let me take you through some of the Kenya Premier League fixtures for today. As I had mentioned, the Gor Mahia versus Wazito game has already kicked off. Last time Gor Mahia was beaten by Kenya Police. Will they manage to, revenge against Wazito FC? Tomorrow's game, AFC Leopards versus Kenya Police. Kenya Police obviously right now feel like they have, Kenya Police feel like, right now they are the masters. So will this be a big effort for AFC Leopards? What are your thoughts on that, by the way, for Gor Mahia versus Wazito FC? I'll be taking a look at your feedback later on at KUTV Kenya on Facebook, KUTV_Kenya on Twitter. Let me take a look at the English Premier League fixtures. Early kickoff today, Aston Villa versus Arsenal, 3:30 p.m. and then Watford versus Everton. That game, the time has been postponed, so we don't really know, but we'll be telling you about that. And then Leicester City versus Brentford. Now that is tomorrow, 5 p.m. East African time, and then Tottenham versus West Ham. Obviously, for the UCL, UEFA Champions League quarterfinals, leg one. The leg one is happening on the 5th and 6th of April, with the second leg happening the next week. Now, Benfica will be playing Liverpool. Man City will be facing Atletico Madrid, that one team that decided Manchester United are not into the UCL. And obviously, by the way, for the gang today, 3 of us are Manchester United fans, though George decided he'll be wearing a Manchester City jersey today. And then 6th April, Villarreal will be facing Bayern Munich, the German giants. And then Chelsea will be facing Real Madrid. Without much ado, obviously, let me see what our guests today are today. Evans Auma. Evans Auma, how are you today?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Good to see you.
How has your week been?
My week has been amazing. Quite a victory. We win against Newcastle, then we beat Lille. So I'm a happy man.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be getting back to you. George?
Yeah, man.
You're a Manchester United fan, decided that today you'll be wearing a Manchester City jersey?
Just because that I just want people to know that at least I like number one. I like being number one.
Not for too long, by the way. Liverpool's just a point.
Yeah.
Just a single point. So
I'm actually very happy.
Okay.
Yeah. I want Liverpool to take it home. This is just about a jersey.
Me too. By the way, I'm really for Liverpool. Kevin Benson, if you can hear me, how are you? All right, we don't really have him at the moment. We'll be linking him later on. Evans Auma, before we get into the whole Kenya Premier League fixtures for today, early on Monday, the NOC, the National Olympic of Kenya, partnered with Chiromo Hospital in a campaign dubbed. Okay, basically the campaign, allows the mental state for athletes. What do you really think about this?
It's a good mood, rather a good move to at least try and support our athletes. In the recent past, especially last year, we saw what happened. There were so many cases of athletes losing their lives because of so many issues, some being gender-based violence, others committing suicide. So that move by National Olympic Committee of Kenya to try at least and partner with Cheromo, it's a big step toward the right direction as far as improving the lives and welfare of athletes are concerned. It's a good move. So kudos to them.
Kudos to them. For you, Jijo, the particular campaign dubbed Tufunguke Wanaspoti, what do you think about this? I mean, okay, fine. As much as the campaign is there, but then do you really think that athletes will be, they will hop onto this particular campaign as fast, or it will take a time and drill along before they actually come on board?
Yeah, true. Actually, I felt very good. This is a very great movement, especially with the fact that most of these athletics have really been suffering. Maybe if you can, maybe we can look behind and see some of the athletics who have lost their lives because they lack that support, that mutual support. The likes of Akina Kamau Wanjiru, you remember him? Mm-hmm. He lost his life out of nowhere. Some few months ago, we lost another lady due to gender-based violence, and I'm very happy because actually today it has already kicked off. That is in Nanyuki. And I've seen most of the team managers of Kenya Sevens women. The Harambee Starlets manager also is there trying to advise these young people, and who are actually, these people, they lack that kind of education which they are able to manage their resources, manage their feelings, because they are just humans like any other normal person. So they need that kind of education because it might favor them in future.
All right, Kevin Benson, I hope now we are with you. Kevin Benson,
can you get me?
I can get you clearly. How are you today? How's your week?
I'm good. I've had a good week. So my prediction.
Indeed, you're a great, by the way, predictor. And obviously, for our conversation as we obviously start, what do you think about this particular campaign dubbed Tufunguke Wanaspoti by the NOC that was partnering with Chiromo Hospital?
Yeah, I was looking at the whole thing, the whole issue, and we are looking of athletes, talk of sports person who are losing their lives. Some are even falling into depression because of cash, and then somehow you have issues. For example, you have the peaks of your career. There is a time your career is peaking. There is a time you don't have that money. You're not very okay. And I think that has been a challenge. And I was listening to this campaign, and they are talking of the 4 A's of helping the athletes avoid these challenges. They're telling them what has already happened. And I think this is a very good move in as much as we need to protect our sports people. Remember, sports is a very big industry, also in the country and in Africa and in Europe at large.
Right now, Benson, as much as the effort that NOC is doing, what do you think, and what a few pieces of advice will you give the NOC as much as the whole mental health campaign is involved? What do you think they should do more?
I think in as much as they are starting these awareness campaigns, these campaigns should not only be established, say, in places like in the city, say places around Nairobi or even in the urban centers. They should try in as much as possible to ensure that they have campaigns that affect every person. They can train people. You don't have to be physically there so that you can be trained. Talk of creating meetings via Zoom. Talk of maybe encouraging athletes. Talk of being there for athletes. If maybe a person has been in the industry and they've retired, remember this person has served your country. Can you give them some pension? Can you give them something more? Because the hard times or the economical times that we are facing right now have caused many even athletes to fall into depression. Because you remember at a time when you are at the biggest point of your career, and then immediately you are down. And it has coming to save that person in as much as you might advise them, that advice may fall onto deaf ears. So they should also try to do something, even raise some money, maybe support some athletes. Yeah, and I think that would be a very good move.
All right, what about you, George? What do you think, the NOC should do more on matters for the athletes generally across the country?
I think the chairman, that is Francis Motuko, the chairman of NOC Olympics Kenya. I think he should check on that, especially with the fact that I think this is just a start, and I believe that they have, like I had this Karemi, she's the manager for the Harambee Starlets. She was yesterday saying that this is just but a start, because they are trying as much as possible to ensure that they take these movements into mashinani areas and ensure that even the upcomings, not just the ones who are on the table now, even the upcomings will be catered for.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Evans, let's cross over to matches road to Birmingham.
Okay.
This for Team Kenya, and obviously we're expecting quite a number of sporting disciplines. And you as a sports journalist, this is something that you have obviously been following up on. Could you obviously brief us the latest that is happening, and obviously mostly on the beach volleyball?
Yeah, actually yesterday the beach volleyball for both men and ladies, the team were named, and they will be heading to Accra in Ghana. That is on Sunday. And actually there was quite a few surprises that we saw yesterday. The exclusion of two players that were so integral in the Tokyo qualifiers, and actually I will say they were main players that really help Kenya to at least for the first time ever feature in the Tokyo, in the Olympic Games, as far as beach volleyball is concerned. And that player is none other than it is Yvonne Wavinya and Kasisi.
Fosca
Kasisi. They were so instrumental, and them being dropped, actually that raised so many questions. Why? If you consider their role in the team, actually they are really experienced players, and right now that we are eyeing Commonwealth game, dropping such players will, for many sport enthusiasts, and especially for beach volleyball lovers, they will ask so many questions now with the, now the new coach, of which is Salome Wanjala, coming in. So, is it kind of new tactics that the coach is bringing, or what is it? So those are some of the questions that many people are asking. But it will be a showdown between Kenya and Nigeria, because Kenya beat Nigeria to qualify, and now they will still meet Nigeria, and I'm sure that match will be pretty intense as we face other countries like South Africa, Gambia, Sierra Leone, just to mention a few of teams that will be participating. So you need the best of your players to be ready for that war, because it is a war, and it will be a showdown between those two teams, because it's only one team that will qualify for both men and ladies. And for us, holding that prestige of being the only country that represented Kenya and African continent, then we expect more from our squad right now. And we don't think, or rather, if we Kenyans want something that will let us down. And that's why I say it will be intense fight, and we need the best players that we have. And so that the question of dropping the two key players, now it's something that we really don't know what happened, but we would have wished for them to be there, because we want to win trophies, as we head to Commonwealth Games. And of course there was this aspect of rising stars that were included in the squad. I don't know if it's the aspect of shading the old and ushering in the new, because they need time to shine, or rather to be given time to shine. So for me, in as much as I'm proud of my team and I know they will make us proud, I still ask those big questions: just why?
Just why? And for you, Kevin Benson, a number of sporting disciplines will be represented in the Commonwealth Games that will be happening from July. What do you think about that particular game, and what does this even mean for Team Kenya?
Stanley, you remember when Kenya played, when 13 teams were playing in 2018, and Kenya performed very well, and I think that is why these teams are also being called upon. Talk of badminton also, I've seen it being a sport that Kenya will try to participate, the likes of John Wanyoike. I'm talking of 94 Kenyan athletes who will qualify, as they've said. Talk of the men's sevens. The qualifications as Nani has mentioned, we are looking for a tense affair, a tight battle. So in as much as these Commonwealth Games are there, I think it is a good thing for Team Kenya also to express themselves to the world. Remember, we don't perform very well in indoor games, but when it comes to outdoor games, then Kenya is clearly a force to reckon, and a force that even Africa as a whole loves. And this is a chance for Kenya also to show the world that indeed they can.
Right, Jijo, now to Kenyan Premier League. Your favorite team is Kenya Police, I believe, because how much you do really follow up on them. The last time for me personally, but when I looked at that game after, I never really watched it, but then looking at the game's results later on, I was shocked personally, because I never really saw, and I remember the last time we were talking about this particular game with Kevin Benson. Benson was pretty sure Gor Mahia were going to beat Kenya Police.
I wish I was there to just try to convince him that wouldn't be possible, with the fact that, you know, the Samia Molo Pamzo was the assistant coach who they decided to chase away because of poor performance. Gor Mahia that was registering for the last a few weeks, they decided to let him go. And I was sure with the fact that he knew some of the players were there, the likes of Akina Francis Kahata, who scored his first Premier League goal for the second depart in the Kenya Premier League. So I knew actually he would perform better with the likes of Akina Shavana, Sail Mohammed. These are very experienced players. They have played for Gor Mahia, so they know exactly what Gor Mahia and what exactly you need to defeat Gor Mahia, and that was a very good performance. The fact that we won at their soil, their home ground, you understand?
Yes.
So that was a good performance, and that is exactly what I expected. And I believe this is just but a start for Gor Mahia. And tomorrow, I'm pretty sure if AFC chui atachinjwa.
Even the money bags, maybe right now the money bags are using the money very well.
For me, that game, Kenya Police versus Gor Mahia, it was a game of, near miss chances and capitalize on them. You see, like the first goal was goalkeeper's mistake, I would say that, and the second goal was the one that we call a lucky one. So for me, I'm not yet still convinced about the performance of Kenya Police as far as their dominance in Kenya Premier League is concerned this season. However, going forward with the new signings, the likes of Kahata, who really played well that day, probably we might see another team. But that will be next season, not this time round. So for me, I'm not convinced about the quality
I don't think
Kenya Police.
That will happen. Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
The moment you have very experienced players in your team, and with the fact that I don't understand why my friend is saying that that was just, but they were not even sure a goal. That was
in football.
Sure, because I remember Gad Matthews had for the first goal. The goal that Kahata scored. Gad Matthews was out of focus. He was not even sure what to do, and the chance was converted into a score. So I don't know why
in football every goal counts. It doesn't matter how you scored it. That one I agree with him. However, for any team that have just signed new players, you need to build chemistry. You need to form a formidable team that will compete for titles and even cups. But right now as we speak, I don't think if Kenya Police is at that level, we will give them time. I'm sure there will be a force to reckon with in the near future. That one I can't repute. But as things stand right now, I don't think if they
let me just say
chance.
This, Stanley. I just want to say this. Let me tell you one thing. If you know the history of Samia Molo Pamzo, back then when he was at Posta Rangers, came back before he went to Posta Rangers to coach Posta Rangers. He was in Gor Mahia, trying to coach experienced players back then. He went back to Posta Rangers, came back. When he went to Posta Rangers, he went to Posta Rangers with some experienced players from Gor Mahia.
Right.
And he never even ended a season without a very good formed team. because he know exactly what he needs to ensure that he comes up with a very good team. That's why I talk of experience, especially when we talk of coach, when we talk of players, and that is exactly what Samia Molo Pamso is trying to do. And I can assure you that in the next few games, Samia Molo Pamso together with the Police FC, they will be at a very great heights. Let me just say they will be on another level.
Kevin Benson, the last time we were having this discussion, you said, Gor Mahia, as much as Kenya Police is a force to reckon with, they're coming up, they have the money, but then you never really, saw this. What happened when after you saw these results, Benson?
Yeah, Stanley, I'll still hold my sentiments, and I still think that in as much as I am in admiration, I'm not in awe for the Kenya Police in the style of play they're playing. I was watching that game, and as Evans has said, talk of near miss chances that can and should have been converted by both teams. Talk of Gor Mahia even. So I'm looking at a team, Kenya Police, a team that shapes up very well, a team that looks to have good players, a team that looks to have a good coach, a coach who has been to Posta Rangers, a coach who knows what it is needed for him to help a team win. Talk of experience there, and then I'm narrowing down into the game, and I'm thinking of concentration. Talk of the first goal. It was a goal that the goalkeeper made a mistake. That was a lapse of concentration. And in football, look at even the big stage games. Look at Real Madrid versus PSG, when Donnarumma just slipped a little bit. Benzema was there to pounce, and I think I will give credit for all goals they scored. I think they played well, but they have not yet convinced me. I'm not in awe against them that this is a team that I want, that is going to be so outstanding. But as Evans was saying, if we are to give them time and they are to show us that indeed we are a force to reckon, then maybe that will start next season. And I think Gor Mahia should have upped their socks, because I'm looking at them playing today, and they're playing Wazito, who are in, I think, the bottom half. I think Gor Mahia should try and pick a result, because if they don't, then things will be tough. And if Kenya Police beat FC Leopards, I think they are playing FC Leopards, and they sit both 11th, 12th, I think. So if they beat FC Leopards and Gor Mahia fail to win today, then I will raise eyebrows and ask questions.
Jijo, your prediction for today's for the game?
Gor Mahia versus Wazito. It is good to at least talk with facts, and I can assure you that I can even tell you this is out of what I know, data collection. Gor Mahia, Wazito, since they were promoted to the Kenya Premier League, that is in 2018, they have never beaten Gor Mahia. They have lost 4 times, at least got a 0-0 draw for the one time. They have never even conceded any goal against Gor Mahia. They have never even beaten a single goal to Gor Mahia. So Gor Mahia will win, and at least a correct score of 3-0.
Evans, 3-0. The last time the Gor Mahia was playing, I mean, right now they're coming into this game, painful.
Okay.
A whole 2-0 loss.
Gor Mahia will be looking to bounce back, because right now we'll call Gor as the wounded lion. And this season, Wazito's performance has been, below the par. Right now they're fighting for relegation, but for this will be a walkover for Gor. Just like he has said, statistics speaks for itself. The closest to a victory that Wazito has come against Gor Mahia, that was a draw. So this is unless they fail to use their chances, but I think this will be a straight win for Gor Mahia.
And I think I can add something else, that Wazito have been. It's like they have lost their control, especially this season, with the fact that they have parted ways with some of their very experienced players, an experienced coach, that is Francis Kimanzi, and all that. So I think Wazito have nothing to do with this season. In fact, I'm looking forward for them to be relegated.
Right, Benson, your prediction for today's game, Gor Mahia Wazito? All right. Now for the Kakamega Homeboys are still number 1, and they're still a team that they're still in awe. They're 8 points above the second placed. Jijo, what do you think about this particular team? At the end of this season, will they still be holding it? Some key players, Tusker, City Stars, playing number 2, number 3.
One thing I know is that Tusker FC, with the fact, I understand that Kakamega Homeboys are now 8 points on top on the behind Tusker. That is a difference of 8 points, and I know Tusker have really tried, because if you remember at the start of the season they were really poor, performing poorly, and they ndo mabingwa watetezi. You never expected such a thing, but with the fact that wamerudi kwa hiyo form, they have been trying a lot to ensure that wako on the top of the table, and I'm sure for the next coming games, I'm sure that Tusker is not ready to lose any of the any of the coming games. So I'm sure it's kind of a tight fixture for Kakamega Homeboys. If they just want to take they just want to take the record, they just want to take the Kenya Premier League, then they have to win 3 of their coming games with at least if Tusker loses some of them. But I'm pretty sure that Tusker is very much focused to retain the Kenya Premier League title. So it's a very tight fixture, and I'm sure that we can't say that Kakamega Homeboys, they have been really performing good, but we can't say they have taken the Kenya Premier League title. It's a very tight fixture, and Tusker is coming through, and of course I'm sure even Gor Mahia is trying to actually get into their form, and I'm sure if they win today, the next of their 3 good fixtures, that's a sure bet they will win, and I'm sure Gor Mahia is also trying to ensure that they take Kenya Premier League title. So it's a very it's a very tight fixture.
Evans, number 1, number 2, number 3. Looking at Kakamega Homeboys, looking at City Stars, looking at Tusker, and then there's Gor Mahia there. So obviously Tusker, Tusker hold this title, and Kakamega Homeboys are 8 points clear. What do you think? I mean, is it too early to say that Kakamega Homeboys already have this title?
To be honest, I think the title might be even beyond reach for the number 2s, 3, and 4 as we speak right now. We're talking about Kakamega Homeboys, a team that at the beginning of the season we'd call them the underdogs, but they have tested, and they have proven that they are a team, and they're a team to be watched at, and what they are doing right now, it's amazing. The way they are scoring goals, the way they are defending, and so far, if I can remember quite well, they have only registered 2 losses, if my memory serves me right. So that is a team that you should be very careful with, and they are really running away with this title. You see, their game against Bandari, that one was a bit of a setback, of which I was pretty sure. The history of Bandari versus Kakamega Homeboys, it's something that we have seen it, and we know how the match always play out. So for me, that was just a bump, and right now they bounce back, and you saw their victory, and it's a team that is not slowing down, and they're not showing any signs of slowing down in the near future. So for them, I think this time round the titles has already been decided, and it will go for Kakamega Homeboys' favor, because they have played the big boys, the likes of Gor Mahia, the likes of Tusker, KCB, and they have performed, and this is a team that for any team that carries the league, is a team
in Bandari.
And actually, when you look at Bandari, the last game when they were playing City Stars, Bandari is one team, and mostly when they're playing at home, Bandari is one team that really holds themselves up. And when the City Stars, the Nairobians visited Mombasa, they told them, as much as you visited us, thank you, but thank you for your 3 points. Go back to Nairobi. Jijo, Bandari FC is one team that are we moving on in the season? Are we going to see them in the number 3?
I think niseme tu katikati ya season they had a lot of problems. I think that is where they had to part ways with their coach, that is Andreas Kasabungo, because of poor performances. Because I understand that Gor Mahia went Mbaraki Stadium na akatuchomoka na 3 points, very huge 3 points with a huge win. So I think with the fact that now they have the assistant coach, that is Kimani, I think we might see Bandari back into the position, and I'm pretty sure, okay, they might not be able to reach number 3, but I'm pretty sure they will be among the best top 6.
Right, and allow me to also take a look at some of your feedback. JKM says serikali itatolea wazito hasira za kushindwa na serikali. Naona wazito wakipigwa 2 goals and above. Evans.
2 goals. I told you. I'm sure Gor Mahia might leave the place. That is, it is in Narok. I'm
yes,
sure.
Narok Stadium.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Gor Mahia won't get out of that place with less than 3 goals. That one I'm pretty sure.
Well, there is something about football. They say in football, every opponent is worthy. Today we might be speaking about, Gor Mahia, winning against Wazito, and after the 90 minutes, then the result might be, a surprise. However,
this is
owing
Kenya.
to the obvious one, we expect Gor Mahia to come up, victorious. And just to mention about Bandari game, Bandari has a habit of frustrating the big boys. When you watch their games against Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, it's either draw or sometimes being beaten. So for me, that's why last time when we were speaking about their fixture against Kakamega Homeboys, I said it will be a tough game for Kakamega Homeboys because I know how usually it plays out. They were sunk. It's okay. So they bounce back. That's what a quality team does. And, a winning team always bounce back from defeat. So for me, I still maintain my stand. The league has already been decided, and it is Kakamega Homeboys this time round.
You have a lot of confidence in saying so, but may I know, according to statistics and how I've been following Kenya Premier League, let me tell you, the last minute can change everything, and that one I'm very sure. Let me tell you one thing: if a certain team is playing against another team, let me tell you one thing. In Kenya Premier League, we usually say there are no comebacks. It is very hard to get a comeback. This is not like Manchester United and Chelsea. That Chelsea is leading 2-0, and then you fight the Manchester United at the end of the day. Like I remember there was a certain day Manchester United was playing against Manchester City. It was a Manchester derby. Manchester United coming from 2-0, then Paul Pogba coming in and shooting a number of goals, and Manchester United winning 3-2. That is in England. Here in Kenya,
This is Kenya.
There are no comebacks. If right now Gor Mahia is leading with 2 goals, expect 3 goals or maybe 4. Yeah, I don't think Wazito can come back and get and defeat Gor Mahia.
All right,
close to impossible.
All right, gentlemen, we really, because of time, we really need to cross across the borders, move across the borders, matters English Premier League. And the Aston Villa versus Arsenal game has already started. Arsenal, Jijo, is one team that the last time Baba was, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga was, watching that particular game, never really ended well. What do you think about this particular game with Arsenal? And, for me, when you ask me, the number 4 and 5, the number 4 position in the English Premier League table is one key title. I feel like it's even better than the UCL because it's Arsenal, and then there is Manchester United,
and then there is West Ham.
Yes. What do you think, by the way? Is this that day that they go down the points, despite the fact that they have like a game in hand?
I think before I say or maybe I give out my predictions, I think when I saw Baba going to Emirates to watch that game, I felt a kind of very bad, because I don't understand why you can go try to hype yourself when Liverpool is playing against Arsenal, and when we are having Mashemeji derby here in Kenya, you can't see these big people going to watch that game. You only see the people from Western, that is the likes of Akina Moses, Wetangula, and people who like football because they have grown where football is manufactured. Western, that is where football is manufactured. That one you can't even argue with me, because that is pure fact here in Kenya. But I can say that it was kind of a reflection of kind of a defeat. We are expecting that is on 9th of August. Anyway, I'm not into politics a lot.
Away from politics, back to matters. Today's game, Aston Villa, Arsenal.
It's a very it's a game with a lot of tense, with the fact that Arsenal lost against Liverpool, that is last week, and of course this week, that is, and of course on the other side Aston Villa lost. I think that was against Aston Villa lost against that is Chelsea. That is, was it Chelsea?
Nope.
Not Chelsea. I'm not sure. If I remember, then I'll tell you.
Okay, move forward.
But I can assure you that this game, Aston Villa they're back to at their top level game. They have a lot of good players, the likes of Ramsey, the new bad that is Philip Coutinho, the likes of Watkins, and so many good players there. So I believe it's a very tough game for Arsenal, and I know Arsenal, they are really trying to ensure that at least they retain the position 4, with the fact that Manchester United, they are now sure that Manchester United will come back with a lot of greatness, because they're only training to ensure that they at least end up being number 4 and head into UCL, of which is close to impossible kind of. But it's a very tough game, and I believe there might be a draw or maybe a win for Arsenal.
Even the fact that the likes of Akina Saka here, Odegaard, these are key players that in the last game, before the whole Liverpool game, they really proved a lot in their football skills. Even, what do you think about this particular game?
For me, I think Arsenal is rejuvenated under Mikel Arteta. And for now, all signs indicate that Arsenal might actually end up being, in the top 4. That's a fact, because right now, if you ask me, Manchester United have been up and down, so it will be unfair to include them in the title race, and we give them the benefit of doubt. But back to today's game, it's a tough one for Arsenal. Remember, the Aston Villa versus Arsenal fixtures has been very intense, even in the past matches. And today, for Arsenal to walk away with 3 points, it will be an uphill task. But with the kind of players that they have, the likes of Saka, the likes of Alexander Lacazette, and new additional like Thomas Partey, I think they will try to work out something, but it's not an easy one. So I know, if it's a good one, on a good day they will carry the day, but I expect Aston Villa to fight for that. And just like I say, Arsenal is a wounded one, and they'll be trying to bounce back from defeat, owing to their midweek performance against Liverpool, of which it was pretty obvious that Liverpool were the better team, despite the many assumptions that people try to come up with. If you look at Liverpool versus Arsenal fixtures, it has always been Liverpool, no doubt. So for me today, it's still a tough one for them now that they are chasing the top 4. But I know they'll try to come up with something. But I really doubt today if the result will go in their favor. But let's wait and see at the end of the 90 minutes.
All right, and I can really see that time is quite flying. Before we really close this up, Jijo, as a Manchester United fan, obviously we are out of the UCL, but they're quite interesting and very tricky games. When it comes to the 5th and 6th of April, we'll be looking at some quite interesting games. What do you make up for the UCL?
I think for the UCL draw, there is a lot of work, with the fact that the kind of teams, I think it is only Benfica which is not very much experienced in terms of UEFA Champions League, but for the other teams, they are very much experienced from different able leagues, that is the likes of Atletico Madrid, the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Bayern Munich. So I think it will be a very tight quarterfinals, and I think for Manchester City against Atletico, I'm pretty sure Manchester City might take the day, with the fact that Pep Guardiola is really trying to last time he was a semi-finalist, and sometimes it is good to check. Hata juzi tuliona pia Senegal walikuwa semi-finalist wa AFCON, and they tried and wakapata siku kwa AFCON wakakuwa finals na wakapata ushindi. So Manchester City being walikuwa semi finalists wa Champions League last season, so this season they might take it home.
Benson, if you could hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Stanley.
All right. Tumeendelea without you kidogo. Now for the UCL, obviously, what do you take for that? Obviously, as a Manchester United fan, we are not there. But then, which team will you probably think will carry the day?
I'm looking at the teams left behind. I'm looking at a Villarreal team that is clearly playing well. I'm looking at a Bayern team that on a good day can put 8 past Barcelona. I'm looking at a Real Madrid team with Vinicius, with Benzema. I'm looking at Man City, Atletico. I really think Bayern will advance in as much as talk of experience, in as much as Villarreal are playing well. But when Bayern gets to this stage, they never even fumble. And then I'm looking at a team like Real Madrid. They have Chelsea. I really think Chelsea, in as much as they made it to the finals last year, I think Real Madrid will try at least stop them and try maybe to get a better. And also Real Madrid will try to look at the problems facing Chelsea now, talk of the sanctions in Europe.
I do support you 100% fully. I'm looking at even someone right now, he's asking, what are you saying? Even I pretty much feel like Real should destroy and demolish Chelsea on the 6th of April.
Let me be realistic here. There is no clear statistics against Chelsea versus Real that will start to argue and say, head-to-head Real Madrid is ahead of Chelsea. No, actually on the contrary, head-to-head statistics, Chelsea are above Real Madrid. And if going to this performance, Real Madrid are considered to be the underdogs right now, as far as Chelsea is concerned. However, with the the rebirth of Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema, scoring amazing goals, and right now they are at the top form of their life right now. We expect a team that will be there to try and prove a point. Owing to last season's performance, they'll be there to make a statement, but this is a game that we call it's not an easy one for either of the team. So it's a team that the one that will make mistakes, and the other one capitalizing on it is the team that will carry the day. So make no mistake, there is no underdog between the two sides, between Chelsea and Real Madrid. On a good day, both teams can carry the day, so don't be fooled. Moving on to Atletico Madrid versus Manchester City. Atletico Madrid, the conquerors of Manchester United, that is a fact, and that has a history of punishing English teams. They played against Liverpool, of course, Manchester United, exceptional Chelsea, and right now they face Manchester City.
Exceptional to Chelsea, you sure?
Yeah, they have never met with Manchester City, so this will be the first time. And if you ask me, Manchester City has quality players, amazing team, amazing coach, true. However, history has it. Atletico Madrid, they know how to, squeeze a win out of, stubborn teams. So for me, it is Atletico Madrid for me. Now, when we move on to, Liverpool versus Benfica, obviously that's a walkover for Liverpool. So I see them advancing. And the other side is it Bayern Munich versus Villarreal.
Villarreal, yes.
Unai Emery has tried to build, a team and rebuild a name for himself, but sailing past Bayern Munich, it will be, a dream impossible. But I believe, in football, anything can happen. You're talking about a team that put 4 past Juventus, but I highly doubt if they will progress past Bayern Munich. So those are my prediction.
All right, what about you, Jijo?
Let me talk of Manchester City against Atletico Madrid. Let me tell you one thing, and I refer to statistics at this time. you know. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, I might not talk about the Manchester City against Atletico Madrid, but I might talk about Pep Guardiola against Atletico Madrid. That is back when he was the manager for Barcelona. And if you look at the statistics and if you know Pep Guardiola very well, is that Pep Guardiola likes to ensure that once he learns how you do your own things, then he will be very good to tackle you. And this is the fact that, and this I want to tell you this. And
closing up because time is really not on our side.
I remember the last two games when Pep Guardiola was the coach for Barcelona playing against Atletico Madrid. He took a very huge win. That's the first one. I think he took a win of 6-1, and the last one he played against Atletico before moving out of Barcelona. He took a very huge win of 4-2.
Right. So gentlemen, because of time, again, I really need to briefly, Kevin Benson, again, as we conclude this particular conversation, the UCL. What are your predictions? I've watched your predictions most of the time. Some of them are good. As we conclude briefly, Benson, your predictions on the UCL.
Stanley, Liverpool will advance. Man City, Atletico is a difficult one to call, but I see Man City advancing, and then I'm looking at Real Madrid advancing and Bayern advancing. Those are my predictions, and when we meet next time after they've played, you will surely give me a pat on the back.
Indeed, I will definitely do that, and maybe a fresh drink on that bit. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for having this particular conversation, and Kevin Benson joining us via Zoom. Thank you, obviously, Georgie, and obviously Evans Uma. That is all we had for you today. The director was Drax. Thank you very much. Also, Dino on Matters Camera. Thank you also very much. Major Minor on Technicals. Mishila on Matters Graphics. Till we meet again, have a good weekend.